And you guys are so amazing for that. So thank you once again, and thank you for helping the brand achieving that mission. So let's shout out to our partners. We couldn't do this event without them here in Panama. The GoPro BR family who couldn't be here with us. Let's strive to make our events stronger, louder, greater, so we can have each time everyone more and more together. So we have Copa Airlines. Have you guys had a good flight? Yeah. Cool. Grupo Verde Azul. So we are at the Buenaventura Resort from the group. They have another hotel on the Atlantic coast, and they have a bunch of hotels in Panama City. We're going to go there later this week. SanDisk, you guys are getting a lot of SD cards this week. And Corona beer for the wrap-up party on Friday. That's it. Cool. So I'm going to call Pablo. Where is it? Right here. Wow. Pablo is the mastermind behind all of this. So he's the guy bringing all this awesome solutions for us. Thank you so much.
Hey, everyone. Good morning again. Sorry, I might be a little tired. I tend not to sleep on launch day. So it was an interesting night. But reviews are out. Looks like we're doing pretty well. So I'm excited to tell you everything about the camera. I tend to do this conversationally usually, but maybe we can go through the presentation, ask me questions later, ask me anything you want about the device or the devices or the software or the experience that we're launching this year. Right here? My coffee is over. Okay. Oh, no, my coffee's here. Okay, let's get into it. HERO11 Black. Woo! Yeah. I'd like to call out first the design. We kept it the same. A lot of people say, why don't you change the design? Well, actually, our users don't want us to change the design. It is very important. We change designs when it makes a demonstrable difference to something in the performance of the product, because we know that we have accessories, we have media mods, we have cases, we have batteries that all depend on if we change the design of the camera, everyone has to go out there and buy a bunch of other stuff, which is good for us maybe, but not good for the customer. And so we really keep it. We make changes typically 2 to 3 years, or 2 to 3 generations. But there's a lot inside the little camera. A lot changed this year. And it's all based on feedback from our customers. So let's watch just a little video first about HERO11 Black. like I said in my little intro, we are here for one purpose, which is to help people capture and celebrate life's best moments, whatever those are. It could be a kid, or it could be someone bombing down a snow slope, or it could be someone doing some of the stuff you all do, some parkour. And it gives me a lot of pleasure and honor to really do this on behalf of our customers. It's really cool. We help the world remember amazing moments. It's not the camera. The camera is a nice vehicle to do that. The camera, the software, the features we put in it, we are really producing the memories that everyone captures. And that's really cool. So keep that in mind as you go along, because a lot of the features we put in are for that pursuit. It's to help make better memories, not to help make a better camera. All right. So this year, what are we doing? We're expanding a bit the lineup. We are introducing 3 cameras this year, or three styles of cameras. They're meant to go to slightly different use cases. So really starting to hone our lineup to diversify, where the flagship Hero camera is sort of this incredible do-it-all camera that you've all used forever. And you'll start to see from GoPro is an expansion of our line to make different cameras for different uses. So this year we've got 3 of them for you. All right, I think this might be another video. I actually don't know what this video is. So that video is, that's little HERO11 Black. I'm borrowing this person's right here. So there's a lot under the hood. We're going to go into detail on all that stuff, why we made it, what it's for, what best use cases are. And I hope you'll get excited for all you can do with the camera, and then we'll use it this week together and hit me up with any questions you have about it. So let's get into detail on it. All right. So this year, HERO11 Black has a taller, larger sensor. This is important. It's an 8x7 form factor sensor, which means it almost looks like a square. And what you really want is you want as much captured area as possible when you're shooting a video. You know, sensors used to be 4x3, and they would only output in 16:9 video. And that starts to limit what you can do with the image. In areas of photo capture, in areas of image stabilization, the bigger the sensor, the better you are. So HERO11 Black has an all-new sensor that is much taller, and that enables a whole host of capabilities that we'll go into detail. At the highlight, it does 27 megapixel photos, so that's up from HERO10. So that, for you all that are shooting for Instagram or other places that you want to post photos, you're getting a lot of megapixels that you can then zoom in and crop to your perfection, and you still have really high megapixel photos. So that's really cool. We've put the Enduro battery in the box. So we launched Enduro battery last year, really improves and maximizes performance in cold weather, and also improves run times in normal temperatures. There's performance improvements on the battery side this year as well on the camera itself. I'll get into that a little later. Hypersmooth 5.0. We've taken max lens mod and we've slammed it inside the camera. So now for many use cases, you no longer need to have max lens mod. It's still valuable for certain super wide type of sports, but for holding it in your hand, walking on Volta or in a tripod, we put the feature inside the device. 10-bit color depth. This is big. This for all of you that create content and like to really edit. If you know the difference between 8-bit and 10-bit color, you know how important that is, and really creates a lot more flexibility when you're creating your content. This year, we are creating the full loop of the GoPro ecosystem for the first time. So in the past, we've been able to upload your content and store it. But what we've done is we've taken the intelligence of Quick and we've put it in the GoPro Cloud. So now the GoPro Cloud will start to make videos for you while you're sleeping, while you're eating, while you're drinking. As Andres said, you can be drinking all day, and then all of a sudden you'll get a highlight on your phone that says it's ready. And you can go in and check your video, and your video is all cloud-based. So there's no more moving content around. This is a big deal for millions of our users, because if you shoot with these devices, which you guys do quite a bit, you know that you have to move content to your phone, and then that takes up a lot of space. And then you have to figure out if it's on the SD card or if it's not, and then manage your content. With GoPro, if you're a subscriber, you just plug the camera in, and we will do all that for you. So you literally just can just go have dinner. You press the notification, get on your phone, and all your content's there ready to be edited or changed or shared right away. So very, very cool thing we're doing this year. Our users have been loving it. We're introducing easy and pro controls. This may appeal to some of you, but maybe not, because maybe some of you are very experienced with the camera. But if you imagine the GoPro population, we have tens of millions of active users that use our cameras. Some of them know a lot how to use the camera. They know every single bell and whistle of the device, and they want that. They want more control, more power, 10-bit, Pro Tune, yada, yada, and they want to use it on TV sets. That's important. On the other side of the spectrum, we have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of users who just want to push a big red button. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what 1080 means. They don't know what 2.7K means. They don't care, and they don't know, and nor do they want to know. And so we're introducing a new UI that removes a lot of that choice for that group of people, where you just essentially press a button, and there's a couple of choices you can make on the screen, but it's really simplified. And that helps increase the approachability of the device. And obviously it carries the GoPro DNA, waterproof, durable, and versatile. This is the things we do every year. All right. Okay, so what is it about the sensor? It's bigger, 1/1.9, and taller. And the taller aspect ratio creates our largest field of view ever. If you're going to be capturing with a GoPro, you capture an 8x7. The field of view is really wide. So this is great for skiing, great for handlebars, great for anything that you want to see the subject and everything around you. Even selfies are great for it because it's really, really wide. Up to 5.3K, 8x7. Photos, I talked about this, how they're bigger. Now, Super View. We introduced 5.3K 60 Super View as a firmware update to HERO10. But in HERO11, we've been able to do 4K 120 Super View. That's really important for sports. 4K 120, coming from the product team at GoPro, we called it a golden mode. It's a mode where it's just incredible image quality comes out of it, high frame rate, and really high resolution. And now in Super View, which is our sort of standard, amazing, really wide 16:9 field of view, you get it in 4K 120. So for those of you who do a lot of sports, a lot of those surfing shots, holding it back as you're surfing, 4K 120 Super View, mint for that. Okay. And then thanks to the new sensor, we're introducing something called Hyperview. So we like to have a lot of great names at GoPro. So we have wide, Super View, and then what comes after Super View? Hyperview. Okay. So you guys are good. So Hyperview is taking the entire sensor that we have and doing a similar processing to what we have with Super View and bringing it down to 16:9. So you get an even more immersive look, and we'll talk about a bit later about what that means. All right. And Hyperview is incredible for, it works really well for sports where you're going typically in a straight line, like a really straight line, because it creates this sort of cheating effect where you look really fast because the world around you is going really quickly. So Hyperview is great for mountain biking, great for downhill skiing. It won't be the best camera for handheld, like if you're moving around, because it's really wide. But it's your choice. You can go in there and play with it, but it really shines in POV sports. So anything that handlebars, you see the handlebars, and it's just this amazing thing with trees going by. Really cool. I don't mountain bike, but I heard it's really cool. Okay, so longer run times in HERO11 Black. So obviously we put Enduro battery in the box, and a lot of you, I haven't seen a regular battery here yet, so I think all of you have Enduro. Enduro really shines with its technology in cold weather. So for skiing, our cameras draw they're doing a lot of power, a lot of compute to do Hypersmooth 5, to do these high resolutions. And so we need a lot of instant power from the battery. And we get that from the Enduro device, which is now in box, no longer have to buy it. There's a 5 to 10% improvement overall in battery life on HERO11 Black versus HERO10 Black with an Enduro. That's really important. So a lot of the areas where users were concerned about, setting a GoPro on a desk and having a thermal limit, which is not usually the way you use a GoPro, but we've improved that quite a bit. 4K 60, you'll be able to set it on a desk and have it record until your battery runs out, about 70 minutes. So that's really, really a big improvement over HERO10. Now, our highest resolution and frame rates will still be really powerful. And the average video on our GoPro, as you may all know, is less than a minute, I think a minute and 10 seconds. And that's because people are out there shooting short clips, which is more engaging, easier to manage, etc. So, all right. And then the camera, we've also introduced 2 levels of battery management. So in the past, we introduced tripod mode, this way of changing sort of the image and creating longer runtime. Users didn't like the changed image. So we've actually removed tripod mode and focused on, again, for those users who want the big red button, we also wanted something that was, how do I just get the longest battery life? And they go into a mode in the camera, and we remove all the places they can go where they may find themselves shooting with too much power. No, convenience. Any questions on the first few stuff? What beta? Yes, you said you don't like to talk. Okay, it's up to the gentleman. You want me to keep going? Okay. Apparently, you're not allowed to talk, but later. Okay. Cool. All right, Hypersmooth 5. We launched Hypersmooth with HERO11 Black, and we wowed the world. It was incredible, amazing technology, and I can't believe we're at 5.0. The big sensor does a lot for us when it comes to stabilization. I talked about how we've jammed max lens mount in the camera, and that's really convenient. So up to 5.3K, you can be spinning this camera like this, and you'll get a perfect horizon lock, which you could only previously get with max lens mount up to 2.7K. Now you get up to 5.3K, 4K in the camera itself. Now, max lens mount still provides that max super view, that really wide FOV. So if you want that, you still should get a max lens mount. I'm not trying to sell less product. You should still get a max lens mount if you use it for that. So now what happens with the taller sensor? If you all know how stabilization sort of works, the more room we have, the better we can digitally manipulate that image and do the warping of the image to make it really, really stable. A really tall sensor means that this movement up and down now allows us a lot more flexibility. So now when you shoot in, say, for example, 4K 4x3 60, you're getting our highest level of stabilization, the same as we previously had in our 16:9 stabilization. So now there's very few places in the GoPro that you can land where there isn't the maximum stabilization available. And that's thanks to the new sensor. So that's huge for anything from walking, if your hand is a little jittery, to bombing down a hill. Very, very cool. We're introducing Auto Boost. We didn't really talk about this in the marketing too much, snuck in the video there at the end. Auto Boost is super smart. So if you guys have seen in the GoPros before, we have Boost, which is sort of maximum stabilization. But what Boost does is it really zooms in a bit. What we wanted to do is make sure that we're always trying to make the image wide, because that's what users want. Right? Stabilization is really easy to do if you just make it really small. Then you can move the camera around. It looks incredibly stable, but nobody wants that. So Auto Boost, what it does is it senses during the recording, it senses the movement of the camera, and it'll proactively try to always expand the FOV. And it's a very slow, stylized movement, akin to a little bit like Real Steady, where it moves back and forth a little bit just to make it always wide. You won't even notice that it's gotten wider, and it just goes narrow when there's a really big bump. Then it'll try to zoom in a bit. So it's really cool. So maximum field of view while still maximizing stabilization. And that's an Auto Boost. You should try it out. That's Hypersmooth 5. Next year, we have to come up with something better than hyper to call our stabilization. If you have any ideas, let me know. Okay, colors you can feel. So we said in the intro, this year we're introducing 10-bit color. And this is really important for a camera. I think it's our first of a camera of this type in the small action camera space. And it's really powerful. I won't go into a lot of the technical details because it gets fairly boring, but if you know what it means, I'll just show two numbers. One, in 8-bit color, the sky, you can represent it using 16.7 million shades of color. So if you're looking at that sunset and it goes from blue to orange to red, you get 16.7 million ways to make that look good on a video. When you change to 10-bit, you go from 16.7 million choices to over 1 billion choices of colors. That's a lot more, but really what it means is that if you are doing some color grading in post, or you really want to show off the gradation in areas, trees, grass, skies, your color correcting software or the image itself will be much more progressive and much more like how your eyes have seen it. So that's a really cool part of 10-bit. Very highly asked feature from our users. They wanted this forever. We're delivering it this year, which is cool. 27 megapixel photos in the actual photo modes. But more importantly, 24 megapixel frame grabs. So this really matters. I mean, we're shooting higher resolution frame grabs in HEVC than the vast majority of phones capture in raw footage. So this is the eternal burst. If you want to shoot and get people jumping and catch the right moment, just shoot a video and then take a frame grab. It's essentially the same image. And then finally this year, improved auto exposure, which is really a subtle difference, but really matters. So really when you're going, for example, mountain biking in and out of trees, so you're coming in and the exposure changes, the algorithm is much better in pulling out making sure it comes back to right exposure and then goes back to darker exposure. Very cool. And a lot of little things you'll see in the image science will come out in reviews, and I hope you see it if you guys do your side-by-sides. Skin tones are better, sunsets look better. Our image science team is the best in the world at making sure that the variety of shots you can get with a camera like this come out perfect. And time warp and time lapse are now 5.3K. They used to be 4K. Cool. All right, this is my favorite feature in HERO11 Black. I love stabilization, I love high resolution imagery, but this is cool because this removes a shitload of work. So if you all are going to be able to try this later tonight, but what we did, this actually was born out of a hackathon inside the company, which is our engineering team on the side had to figure out some ideas of what to put into the product. And one team came up with this. And night effects in HERO11 Black, what they're going to do, we're introducing 3 of them: star trails, light painting, and vehicle trails. These take away all the work required to create that really stylized effect of a light moving in an image or star trails, which is the hardest thing to do. And you'll see it in the video, which is you take a picture of the night sky. With a GoPro in the past, you could always take night shots and you can see the stars. That's really cool. What's actually cooler is showing the rotation of the Earth and how the stars move. And if anyone's tried to do that with a camera today, you understand how much work there is to do that. You actually have to take hundreds of pictures, get the specialized software that tracks the movement of the Earth, stacks the photos together, adjusts exposure. You're basically not going to do it because it's a tremendous amount of work. All gone. You push a button, put the camera to the sky, and after a little bit of time, you'll get this really cool video. So these, they show themselves as presets in the camera, but they're actually operating modes of the device. They're doing a lot of computation about the rotation of the Earth to figure out how to stack the shots. Very cool. Check it out. So hopefully here we'll be able to play with that as a group. I think at some point, right? We're doing that tonight. Yeah, awesome. And think about, you should try to do it with our cameras and then try to do it not with our camera. And if it's easier not doing it with our camera, you're doing something wrong. But it's very cool. It's my favorite. I say it's my favorite feature because we are in the job of removing work. I don't want our users to be doing work. I want them to enjoy the end result. And this is one where we can give them a creative effect. They didn't have to think about it, and they just push a button and get a really cool shot. Okay. HERO11 Black obviously has the core GoPro DNA, waterproof, rugged, durable, double LCDs, same stuff we've had on HERO10. And it's compatible, like I said, with the same form factor, compatible with all accessories and mods we've had before, including Max Lens 1. Like it's baby proof. You can put it in the mouth of a baby. All right. This year we're also introducing another camera, and we call it HERO11 Black Creator Edition. And many of you have essentially one of them here. And I talked about usually Abe. You all know Abe? Abe Kislovitz? If not, you should know him. Okay. He's the genius who makes all those videos in the background. One of our lead creative directors. And he's usually here to talk about Creative Edition because he's much more in tune with this than I am. But HERO11 Black Creator Edition is the combination of a bunch of our ecosystem into a camera that's ready to rock for certain more creative vlogging use cases. It's centered around Volta, the powered grip. I think I see a couple of them here. Thank you for having it. And really, with Enduro and Volta, you get all-day power, go around shooting, mod compatibility. So it combines the best of a small vlogging setup with the stabilization, image quality of a GoPro. You're not walking around with an A7R and a big giant tripod like Casey Neistat. That is a different type of vlogging. And that's HERO11 Black Creator Edition. All right, Mini. We're also this year introducing a little guy called Mini. And one more thing. HERO11 Black Mini. So go into the details of this product. Smaller, lighter, and simpler. We've heard from our users a couple things. People used to love the session camera. Its convenience of a simple button, nothing to do. Your choices are push that big red button, which most people do. Turns out if you think about with our user base, most people, they actually just want to press that button. They don't know what they're recording. They just want to record video and record it really well. So when you pull out your cell phone, I bet you the vast majority of you do not know what resolution and frame rate you are shooting in. You're just pushing a big red button. And so that simplicity, that design of constraint where a user is given a choice of pressing a button was really important for Mini. We've heard from athletes wanting a smaller profile to be able to mount in helmets in places with motorbikes, under skateboards, on the side of cars where you don't need any of the excess that HERO11 Black may have. And really, it's bomb-proof. HERO11 Black is really strong. This little guy doesn't break. I've flown. I hope it still works. Oh yeah, it works. It doesn't break. No. That was really, if that broken, I would have been lost a job, but it didn't break. Actually, didn't even scratch. That scratch was already there. So HERO11 Black is the essence of the GoPro imaging camera, simplified without compromise. So it has all the capabilities of HERO11 Black in a smaller, more simpler and intuitive interface. So if you are using it for use cases where you just shoot video, this is a great camera. It's got Enduro inside. It's got dual mounting fingers. Oops, sorry. I think I went too fast. How do I go back? There you go. One button ease. So I talked about how it's easy and pro on HERO11 Black. We have a similar concept in HERO11 Black Mini, where you can actually have it's mostly in easy mode. For those of you who really want to get complicated and pick a certain complicating shooting style, there is pro mode, but you have to unlock it and to give you all that access. But really, the most users that we've been seeing using the camera are pushing this big button on top, and it's awesome. Awesome. Battery life, it tends to run you all day because the camera is never on. You press it, it shoots. You turn it off, it turns off, much like Session did. Remember Session, for those of you who've been around for a while, you just press a button and it keeps. You are never trying to keep the camera on. And that's core to the go enjoy whatever you're doing. A subtle thing with HERO11 Black Mini that I've seen. People tend to record video and stare at the back of a camera or your phone. They're trying to see what the thing is seeing. And that takes people away from whatever they are doing because they find the need to be able to be framing the shot, being the director of photography. With Mini, no. Press the button. Go have fun. It'll capture everything. Later in the app, you can do whatever you want with the image. It's really wide. You can change lenses. You can do all this fancy stuff. But we want users to capture footage, then go do something. Right? Super important. That's Mini.
What's up, guys? I'm Jeff Gulovich.
Pacha.
Daniel Ricardo.
Coco Ho.
Jamie O'Brien.
And this is the HERO11 Black Mini. It's got all the performance of the HERO11 Black, but it's more compact, lightweight.
It's a one-button capture system. Set it, forget it.
And the best part of Mini is it's just that, miniature.
It's small, rugged, and versatile, with dual mounting fingers on the bottom and the rear of the camera.
You can get super low profile mounting now. You don't even know the camera's there. This thing is incredible.
This smaller, lighter design is huge for me to capture surfing.
This is going to be a game changer for mountain biking.
That's just amazing. Wait till you see this thing on my helmet.
The HERO11 Black Mini is about to bring the most immersive capture.
That's Little Mini. So it's coming a little later. It's coming in October. A lot of love from surfers, as Jamie O'Brien said. It's a really cool camera for surf. Again, I don't surf, but I try. It's good for drones. I fly it on my little drone as well. All right. Okay. And I'll cover this. I covered it in a little bit of detail, but actually we can skip this because I already told you all about it. We have easy mode. All right. Quick. This is really important. Remember I said at the beginning, we do not make cameras. We want people making memories and videos that they like. And nothing is more useless than a camera that just shoots some video and it sits on an SD card without any help. That just means we recorded a lot of cool stuff, but really users want to get to Instagram. They want to get to their family. They want to get to sharing in WhatsApp. So how do we make that faster? So in quick, if you're a subscriber, which you really should be, this year more than ever, you really want to be a subscriber because it gets you, we're sucking up all your content. Original quality, we're storing all of it. There's none of the fancy things that some of the other companies do where they change the resolution and downgrade it and optimize it. That's fine. We are recording the RAWs for you. And that's because your content matters and we want you to make the best quality memories possible. And then we generate this auto highlight that we've been known to do really well in the Quick app. We generate from GoPro footage using the analysis of the sensor and the data set that's in the image to create really cool videos. And then we just send it to you while you're drinking or while you're at dinner. Cloud-based editing. So if you store, I'm not picking on you. I just, and then this year, because we do that, we're also having cloud-based editing. So no longer will users have to have all this stuff on their phone. It'll just be somewhere in the GoPro cloud. And so long as they're connected to the internet, they can do every single thing that they do with our app. They can do it without the file having to be local. When you share it or when you export, we'll pull only the parts that we need. And we do this really clever rendering so that you are always saving space. You never have to figure out if things are on your phone, if they're on the camera, if they're in the cloud. And another thing we're doing this year that I didn't talk about, there's a feature now in HERO11 Black where if you pull all your content up to the GoPro cloud, it'll auto delete everything from your SD card and clear it and have it ready to rock to go on and shoot something else. So you don't only have to figure out how to deal with what's on your SD card. In-app digital lenses. So I talked about how we want mini and any user really to just shoot. And one of the things that our users have always asked is like, how do I make it look? How do I go from linear to wide, from super view to wide to linear? Like, how would I get this creative freedom to move, change the lens around? And the thing is, you can't just zoom in because those lenses, they do a different distortion, right? It's a different look, especially from super view to linear, for example. It's there's a lot of image science that happens to adjust the image, correct the warp, and making sure that nothing gets lost in that transformation. In the Quick app, when we launch Mini, you'll be able to jump around between all these lenses at a touch of a button. So you just change your look, and we do all the de-warping, rewarping. So frankly, most people should just shoot in super view. And if you shoot in 8x7, it's even better because you get all the lenses you want without having to do any thinking and just point the camera, shoot it. You have so much resolution. Remember, 5.3K is, I believe, 90% more. I'm forgetting the number. I think it's 90% more resolution than 4K. It's a lot of room to play with. And you can do that by adjusting the lenses. It's this ultimate creative freedom. Okay. Mini has everything that HERO11 Black has. That's it. It's everything. No compromise in the image pipe. Same sensor, same capabilities, same frame rates and resolutions. All right. And then auto highlights, we talked about that in how it comes on. And then the Quick app, if you guys have started to use it, you may have noticed a really cool way of selecting moments. So the trim tool, how you pick certain clips, has gotten a lot better. I encourage you to explore that. It's going to get better and better and better. We're creating a really powerful editor in our mobile app for those of you who want more control. But we're doing it different than what all other companies do. We're doing it in a very visual storyboard way. And you should check it out in Quick. So Quick is a critical part of the mix. All right, getting to the end here. Sorry, I'm taking a little bit, but GoPro subscription, this really is the best way to experience the GoPro style or the lifestyle, some of you said. But if your goal is to create amazing videos from a camera that stabilizes absolutely everything, has incredible image quality, being a GoPro sub gets you a lot of benefits. You get the discounts, the protections. I know it's not something in Latin America, but you get cloud storage, all the editing capabilities of Quick, and auto highlights. And that's really important. Most of our users, you all have to remember, millions of people are going on a trip. They're going snorkeling. They want to capture that once in a lifetime trip. They're going to Thailand and they want to get a really cool video made out of it. We, as GoPro, need to help them get to that end video without them doing work. Any moment they have to do work, any moment they have to connect to the camera and transfer something, that's a moment where that person's like, I got to go do something else. We're done. I'm never going to make a video, and they won't enjoy it. So being a subscriber, we are starting to help. The GoPro hand is really helping the user deal with their content and make something for them. Very, very cool. All right. It really is that simple. Pretty cool. I know a lot of you are very advanced and you might have other workflows, but man, once you get that first notification, it's like, oh, that's it. I didn't even look at my camera. I'm just playing with my content. That's really, really powerful. Thank you all. That's HERO11 Black, HERO11 Creator Edition, and Mini, and the advancements in Quick.